Welcome to the Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Grill and Bar and Maeve's Bar Sligo.
It's going to be recording everything we have to do. There you go, that was the sound of one can opening there.
Oh, I haven't turned on my headphones yet. I was thinking things were quiet.
Yeah, plug it in and see what we sound like here.
See what I sound like there. Oh, wow.
Throwing together our old room. Ray, you look awful short. The camera, come back. You look like your man Parkinson that does the talk show. Or you look like it's on Mastermind.
Thanks for giving me the nice chair again.
No bother at all. Yeah, do a Mastermind to me there. Mark Kendy, the topic of conversation is Shite Podcast.
Shite Podcast. Oh, yeah. I actually see. Sorry, my mind was working there, but I wasn't talking.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so keeping up that tradition.
You're slowing down, Ray.
Yeah. Sorry, I seen a joke thing of that at some point.
Oh, your man who goes, who?
Yeah.
What?
What?
Where? Yeah. Yeah, it's very good.
Famous doctor off the telly. Who?
Who? Yeah. And then it's like a unit of measurement for power. What? Yeah, it's class. I said this before. Nothing better than just taking a load of other jokes and then it's always good to start a podcast.
Yeah, with someone else's work.
Loads of everyone else. But everyone's work is everyone's work anyway. Do you know?
Yeah.
Because you have to get inspired from something, Ray.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. There's no one getting inspired from us.
Really?
No, I doubt it.
I think there is.
Who, man? Jesus Christ.
What?
You done tingling away there or
yeah,
what?
I'm just getting comfortable.
Yeah. Is that alright for you now?
Yeah.
So it look good?
I like it in my jaw.
Happy enough? This video, ladies and gentlemen, if you're on Patreon, has been recorded on a 12-year-old laptop. Because my adware was not fixed yet.
So sorry about that again. I listened back.
It is what it is. Look,
and I kind of went, oh, the poor fella.
Look, everyone has their kind, as their cross to bear. Yeah, it's also why the episode wasn't on Patreon last week.
It's not up yet.
Because it couldn't have been edited.
That's right.
The computer's been gone for 7 days.
Oh, no.
And they said to me back by Friday. It's not.
And they lied.
I'd say that they're kind of going, we'll get to that adware computer in a while. That's what happens there if you don't put pressure on people. Like they have a load of cool shit to be doing, like building computers for little kids that can play Fortnite at 240 frames per second. And then I dropped them in a computer that has a little tiny bit of a virus, and they're like,
we'll get to that next week.
I must get to that one.
That's not a fun job.
No, let's open up there. Let's play PlayStation. That's what they're doing in there, So if you bring a computer to anyone to fix it, they're just playing PlayStation. Just always remember that.
Have you tried virtual reality yet?
Yeah.
Is it nice?
It is unreal. Now, it's unreal.
Should I ask for it for Christmas?
Yes. So here's the thing. Ask for it from Santi. Ask for it from Santi.
Yeah.
It started off shit no more than that in technology.
Of course, yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
There used to be wooden vibrators like we have here, but they've all evolved now, Ray, into technology.
Now they're polystyrene.
Now you can Bluetooth your missus at home.
Did you ever try that?
We don't have one. You flute.
Would you not wear one of them out? No.
What?
I suppose the old wooden ones wouldn't work as well.
She wouldn't wear a wooden flute out, Ray. No, I have to say no. She's never thought. Unless she wear it around her neck.
That's a mad old thing.
Like a medallion.
You'd have the missus tipping around or the fella.
Yeah.
You can get ones for fellas too.
I'm sure you can get a Bluetooth yoke.
Like
if I shoved something up
your bum.
Yeah.
Hole.
I'm sure you could you could probably control it on your phone.
That'd be a great video.
You could control it on your phone.
That'd be lovely Patreon stuff there now. If me and you bought one of them, you shoved it up your arse. Patreon, and then we went to Lidl.
Yeah. Patreon or OnlyFans, Ray. Yeah. A lot of people have paid big money to see that on OnlyFans.
Me buzzing the shite out of you. It's a bit like that electric shock soccer that we nearly did over in Glasgow.
I would love that too, by the way.
Yeah.
We'll get back to the VR in a minute, though. I had an idea for a video. Did you see the old man that the pub did up in Enniskillen? The old man who's on his own at Christmas?
Yeah.
Nicola was bawling crying when I showed it to her.
What did you feel about it?
Oh, I hate watching old men as well like that because I just think...
You just hate old men?
I just don't like old men, man.
They're just not old.
Because I'm well aware of the dependence that we have on our viewers, Yeah. And I understand that. I always say this: if Nicola died first between the two of us, I'd be gone in a week.
You would. We'd all have to care for you.
Yeah, like if I died, she'd probably soldier on for another 10 years or so.
I can't imagine. Jesus, that'd be obviously awful. We'd be devastated.
Yeah.
Not if Nicola died. We don't want to lose Nicola.
Of old age. I mean.
If Nicola decided to just leave you, realised there was better elsewhere.
Yeah, and she will eventually.
Oh my God,
sure.
You'd be a dose of shite.
Yeah, no, it would be shit. But
you'd revert to your school years.
Of what?
You'd immediately start. You'd start trying to reconnect with girls you were in school with.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, but that'd be the last bunch of women you knew.
Yeah,
that's true. From a single brand's perspective.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and then there'd be a really messy year or two with you trying to, chatting them on Instagram and wondering what they're doing with their lives.
Just say, like, because just say, how did Unicert go?
Exactly.
I never asked you actually how the Unicert went that time.
How did you get on that time?
I got 12 others. Yeah, me. I got 12
Cool.
good others.
Anyway, sorry, you
But
were
anyway,
going
the
somewhere.
old man, right? The old man was that video went viral with him.
Yeah.
I'd love to do one for sound engineers with you. We might record.
Do you want
it,
to
Ray.
explain first of all what it is? Because for those who hasn't seen it, it's the Irish poverty-stricken man's attempt at the John Lewis ad.
Yeah, it's like a John Lewis ad, but it's
Yeah.
a pub up in Enniskillen called Charlie's.
Yes.
Charlie's Bar.
Yeah.
And they released a video of an old man who goes to visit his wife's grave.
Yes,
Around Christmas.
that's sad. I have to say, where it lost me was the whole middle minute where it was, long, lusty little kind of video shots of them pulling pints and sparkling fires in Charlie's
Well, I
Bar.
mean,
it
do you
is
know-
obviously an ad for the pub.
Yeah, it's an ad for the. Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
heard it's an ad for John Lewis as well, Ray.
No, it's not an ad for John Lewis.
No, as in when John Lewis do the ads.
I
they're not-
never see anything. I never see John in those
Yeah,
ads.
but they're not doing all the good of their Kendy. Yeah, but their brand has come so far now that it doesn't matter.
They don't need to have John
They
Lewis in
don't.
it.
Yeah, so Charlie's don't go. Let's put out a video, nothing to do with us, and people will know that it's us
But
that done
that's
it.
where they got it wrong.
No, they got
should
it
have
dead
put
right.
out. They should have put it out. Nothing to do with that. Like no mention of Charlie's Bar at all in it.
No.
But Charlie's Bar put it out.
Okay, so then they would have been. Everyone would have saw that video. Would have got reshared, put on different pages, put on the Lad Bible, put on Joe.ie, and no one would have known that it was Charlie's Bar that put it out. Then, if they'd done what you done,
Perhaps, yeah, actually.
not a chance.
Wouldn't be a big
So they
marketing
have
man
to have
right now.
Shamey in behind the bar with Charlie's Bar t-shirt on.
Yeah.
in Charlie's Bar, pulling a lovely pint of
It
Guinness.
was a lovely pint of Guinness, in fairness.
You said it was a minute. It was about 15 seconds of the video.
I kicked out of it
That
there.
they said, you know what, we'll give ourselves a little bit of a promotion here.
Yeah.
Anyway, the idea is then he goes and it's so no one talks to the old lonely man at Christmas, and then the dog walks over to him, and the lovely couple then come and sit beside him
and
and,
the
they
chat
enjoy
and
a
have the
pint.
crack.
Yeah.
How does it end?
Well, he probably still goes home lonely.
But he's bananas.
Like he doesn't go back and have a
He's
threesome with that
bananas.
couple. Like. Like if they cut to the next scene, it's not the three of them going home, like
Yeah, going home.
and taking off his little
and leaving all their car keys in a bowl, the three of them.
taking off his little sock suspenders. And he goes, I'm just going to tidy myself up, and he goes into the toilet, and he comes out in just a vest.
Just
And
a
nothing else.
Something else.
His little balls are hanging down the bottom of the vest. Little old white, old stained old vest, right? And he's breathing really heavy. I forgot your name already. What was it again?
It was Mara.
And he goes straight for your man, then you didn't touch her at all. Nah, he couldn't go near her at all.
And then it cuts in, Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
From all at Charlie's Bar.
Charlie's Bar. You never know who you write. Imagine.
You never know where you'll end up.
Charlie's Bar in Enniskillen. You
Yeah.
don't know who you'll end up in.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had an idea. I had to do a sound engineer version of it, kind of with you, like
Right.
think of
To
the
where
sound,
I end up.
think of the sound engineers at Christmas. Yeah.
Right, okay.
No, and every band in the town is you're going up to ask, do they want help with the desk, and they're all just like, no, don't be touching the desk. Like.
Yeah, that's happening a lot lately.
Yeah, no, then eventually down. Yeah, anyway, we might do that video.
Yeah.
We'll see what the crack is with it.
Think of the
But,
sound engineers at Christmas.
think of the sound engineers at Christmas. Yeah,
Yeah.
not just the old lonely men.
Yeah.
But old lonely men is such. Everyone gets upset by old lonely men.
They do, in fairness. Laura herself has a very soft spot for them. There's the moment where we'll be walking past an elderly gentleman and she'll immediately go, oh, the poor fella.
Yeah.
And I look at her and I go, will you stop?
Yeah, he might
Stop
just be-
emasculating that man. He's sound.
And his wife might not be dead.
He's after riding a young fella and a girl. He's after having a great
after having a
night.
pint.
Yeah, he had a big lovely pint and then he had a threesome.
He met a dog.
Why are you upset about this fella?
Grand, yeah, he's had to meet a lovely dog and everything.
Yeah.
Christ almighty. Yeah, but that it is the universal thing of all, because we know, everyone knows in their minds that a man on his own is just.
Tis sad.
Especially an Irishman, it's heartbreaking because
Is elderly ladies on their own as sad?
no, because they can get on
Because
with
they're
it.
able to get on with life.
Women are far stronger than men
They are.
emotionally,
And they live longer.
yeah, and they live longer, so they're more used
Which
to it
is
as well.
odd then why you see an elderly man.
You have to remember too that men are far more annoying as well.
We are.
So sometimes, like an old woman will go into mourning for a day or two.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Then she'll get over it.
And then she might go, do you know what? A fucking great piece of quiet around here now.
I
you
might
know.
buy a little apartment in the village.
No.
Yeah.
That's what
I'll
they
sell
do.
the big house.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
They sell the big house. They have
Then
a
there's a
double
cruise.
They have a double pension, Ray.
Yeah.
Because he had a lot of contributions. And she's rocking up a double pension rate.
Yeah.
And she's going, you know what, I'm going to sell the house for 400,000. It's a good market.
It's a good market.
I'm going to buy a lovely little flat in town right beside the
Yeah.
cafe and the super value.
Yeah.
And then she's going, this is marvellous. I'm going to live out another 20 years.
That's true.
You know? Now, I'm sure if you asked some more women, they'd say they were lonely. But stop lying.
Lying.
That fella was wrecking your head.
Yeah.
Be worried about it.
That's interesting now.
Yeah, so that's that ad. Yeah, it's the biggest hit of the week.
There's 224 this episode.
Bar the shite that happened earlier on in the week.
The
obviously.
shite that happened earlier on in the week.
Yeah, the dust hasn't.
The upset.
Yeah, the dust hasn't fully settled on the whole thing.
Can I tell you a small story? My own personal prerogative on the upset.
Yeah, go on.
We'll call it the upset in Dublin.
Well, I mean, they call the war the Troubles, so
this was an upset.
This was an upset.
Yeah, it was a very big upset.
Yeah.
I obviously it was horrible to see the stuff that happened.
So can we? No, let's start it like this, right?
Right.
That there's nothing that scares and anyone in general, but certainly a father or parents more than what happened earlier on in the day.
I'd well believe that.
That's
nightmarish stuff.
That is nightmarish stuff, the likes of which no one should ever have to go through.
Yeah.
The shit that happened afterwards then was actually a completely separate incident.
Yeah.
It genuinely was a completely separate incident. So let's talk about that completely separate incident then.
Right.
Is that what we're going to get to?
We are. That was what we want to talk about.
Yeah, okay.
So but it's interlinked, but I stumbled into a moral quandary on Friday evening.
Go on.
I was doing Sligo's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Right? By the way, the final is this Friday.
Woo! In the Garvo.
Big sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Best luck to all the contestants.
Fair play
But
to you.
last Friday, I was doing Sligo's Got Talent.
Yeah.
And I do get somewhat bored
Right.
in the songs.
Because you just have to hit play.
I just have to hit play on the backing track.
So you
and
don't
then
have to do anything. Yeah.
Then there's 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes of backing track and singing, and everybody's having a great time. But I tend to look at my phone.
Sound engineers need substance in their life.
I had no substance. Apart from when one of the lads, Ryan, he deliberately cuts off his backing track to make it sound like it cut off that I cut it off. And then he pretends to recover from
you're
the error
joking, did he?
and sings along with the crowd going, and then blames me. It's like, so I don't know what happened there with the backing track, but it was great the way we carried it on.
I absolutely love that, by the way, because that's the kind of temperament that you need, especially in little shows like that.
Yeah, no, that was
and
different.
if I could say
quite the hop.
anything, if I could say anything about, obviously that show is great now, but he has great development in him now.
Yeah,
Right,
Ryan
fair
has
play
good.
to him. He
anyway.
does have a good old development.
So
in him.
anyway, not in Ryan's song. I was sitting there, and it was 4.5 minutes of something happening.
Yeah.
And I was on my phone. Now I have noticed lately I am an older gentleman.
What has made you? I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm old
What has
now.
made you realise? Geez, I'm old. I'm
my
old gentleman.
go-to a lot of the time is Facebook, and
Right.
that's an old place to be.
Oh, it really is.
It is.
Fuck
it
me,
really
it's an old
is. Like,
place.
I'm amongst friends.
Can we talk about Facebook for a minute?
can if you want.
How long is your bastard story, right? Because I want to talk to you about Facebook just for 1 minute. Remember we were talking about scammers and shit and the likes.
Yeah, be careful now.
Yeah, no, this is nothing to do with Mahatma Kundu or whatever, any of those people, right?
That's awful close.
Was it actually?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, I'm trying to sell something else on Facebook Marketplace
selling?
as well. I'm selling the bass guitar, right?
Which one are you selling?
I'm selling that one, that white one right there.
Bag of shite. Go on anyway.
Well, yeah, but back shite's a lovely bass, man. I tidied it up lovely.
Missing the string.
Anyway, Squire, classic 60s jazz bass.
Yeah.
Rachel Dominique from France says, is it still available? Rachel now, looking at her now, she's the far side of 80. I said, tis Rachel. She said, no, you're into the bass.
Right.
Then she said, please forgive me for this abrupt way of contacting you. I am sharing this very confidential information in a way because I wish to donate my wealth to the person who has the fear of God and the spirit of good stewardship.
And this all started from her noticing your bass and thinking
I was
that's
kind of
nice.
going, do you want the bass or that now, lovey?
Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought.
Yeah.
I'm of Irish origin, but I've lived in France for 30 years. I have terminal brain cancer. My doctor informed me that I've only a couple of days left.
Jesus.
I have 680,000 euros in my bank account, and I do not want anyone to take it. I am looking to inherit my fortune.
She's looking to give you the money for the bass out of that.
She said, would you... Will you humbly and sincerely respond to me?
What's she looking to buy a bass for? She's
not
dying.
looking to buy a bass. She's looking
to give you the money.
to give me the money.
And seeing your bass, she went, that's the man.
I couldn't believe it. 680 grand. I said,
nice,
firstly,
yeah.
Rochelle, I am terrified of God.
Yeah.
I said, so that's a good start. I'd only be delighted to inherit your fortune.
Did you ask her how she was?
I didn't say a word about I'm only into the money when you're doing
But you need to, if you're going to be trying to wrestle some money out of an elderly person with a brain tumour, you have to ask them how they're getting on.
I didn't, or maybe that's why he said, okay, well, we'll get to that. I might send her a message now saying,
Hey, hon, how are you?
how's the brain?
Yeah, how's the head?
Yeah, how's the head? Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I said, thanks for picking me. Truth be told, the music business isn't what it used to be in Ireland since Big Tom died.
No, it hasn't.
And I said, people don't have the same grow as they used to. Gigs are scarce enough, so I could do with that money. I said, have you Revolut?
Yes.
She said, I wonder if you're really interested in my donation. Well,
What?
I was offended, Ray.
Why would she be
I
skeptical?
was very offended. I said,
Do you know what that is? Probably the tumour.
she didn't know who Big Tom was.
No.
That's what that was.
Yeah, clearly.
It's probably the fake tuber. Yeah, you're right. I said, I am really. I was vexed now at this stage. I said, that's a lot of money. I said, how do I take the money? She said, do you have any plans in life? Say everything you want to establish in your life and your thoughts. I said, fuck me, it's turned into a game show, but I didn't realise I was on Squid Game.
Did you say this?
She said, no, I didn't. I said it in my head.
Right.
I said, I'm going to give half of it to the poor.
Lovely.
And I said, I'm going to buy a nice new guitar since I'm selling this one.
Lovely.
I said, sorry, did you actually want to buy the guitar or not?
Yes, yeah, good question.
She said, dear friend, I am not here to buy a guitar. On the contrary, I want to give you all my donation because you're my only hope.
Great.
I said, okay, now I do accept your donation.
Okay.
I said, it's such a lovely offer. Said, if you're really interested in my donation, please send me your email so I can put you in touch with my lawyer. And he will help you with the necessary procedures to receive the donation.
Brilliant.
I haven't got back to her since. That was only a couple of hours ago.
Would you not get back to her with the email?
I will get back to her with my email because 680 grand, Ray.
Yeah.
I could buy a whole new computer.
I don't know how that isn't the first thing on your mind a couple hours ago.
Yeah, I know, but it's just, for some reason, I don't know what it is. I kind of have a tendency not to believe her, and I don't know what it is.
And you're too busy trying to sell the bass.
I am still trying to sell the bass, by the way, despite the 680 grand.
Yeah.
I'd love to make it a little bit more than that again.
Where did they get? What did they do with your email? You nearly set up an old email account just to see what happens.
I am going to set up an email account just to see what she says.
And call the email account just to see what happens at hotmail.com.
So I did also sell the bass to a fella, a guy called Shane. I won't say his second name.
Good.
This is a guy whose account clearly got hacked. I sold it to him. He tried to say that, through GLS.
Oh.
You know, that's the new scam now.
Yeah.
I will pay through GLS as I'm not around country now. I'm like... You terrible English for a man who was born in Bohola. For fuck's sake.
Yeah, this
anyway,
is where it's all gone to shine.
I went the whole way through the procedure. I was like, yeah. And he said, send me your air code. I sent him Sligo Guard Station air code again.
Yeah, as you do.
As I always do. And he sent the whole thing through. And I said, great stuff, that's done.
Yeah.
He said, lovely. And then he checked. And then he said, hello, can't see it. And I said, yeah, no, it's done. I haven't done that. And he keeps right back saying, still haven't seen how you're... And then I said to him, like, but how would you see GLS's thing? I'm sure it's done, like.
Yeah.
I said, you don't work for GLS.
Yeah.
I was like, it is going to be done, Shane, don't worry.
Yeah.
So enjoy the bass. I'm going to post it once the money comes in.
That's unreal.
And he keeps coming back saying, hello, sir, it's not there. That's great.
You have so much time in your hands.
Time on my hands, my tits, Ray.
I have the space of a bridge and maybe a second chorus to look at things on Facebook. And here you having long conversations.
Anyway, that's the thing. But I am going to try and inherit Rochelle's fortune. So if anyone does...
If anyone knows Rochelle...
Yeah. Will you tell her that...
Ask her how she is.
Just ask her how she's going.
Yeah.
So how's the
Awful
fuck?
news.
Yeah. A terrible news about Rochelle in Dominique, who's of Irish origin, now living in France. Anyway, Ray, go on.
I was sitting there.
I have no problem saying her name.
Yeah, I know that.
It's clearly a fucking scam.
Yeah.
Yes.
I looked up my Facebook.
Yeah.
And I was scrolling through, and a listener to the podcast, my cousin's wife,
Right.
Laura,
Yeah.
she had posted that apparently the gentleman we all know as Chow.
Yeah, Chow.
Chow.
Yeah.
He's a Brazilian lad that came over and walloped your man with the helmet.
Yeah.
Fair play to him.
Yeah.
There was a GoFundMe set up by a gentleman called Peter. And
Buy Chow a pint.
Buy Chow a pint.
Yeah.
So I seen this and I was like, I'd seen it earlier in the day. I was like, that's nice.
Yeah.
But at this point, Laura had shared the fact that it had got to €290,000.
Unbelievable, isn't
Right?
it?
I was fascinated.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, oh my God, that man's nearly 300 grand richer for lamping a fella with a helmet.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's got a great country we live in.
Wow.
So I clicked in on it and I thought, you know something? I got caught up in the excitement.
Well, don't tell me you
And
donated as
I
well.
donated €5 to Jow.
Why?
Plus 25 cents to GoFundMe. As
But
a
he's
tip.
he's already got 300 grand.
I know, but I said I want to be part of this movement.
And people said as well, by the way, that there was other people who obviously helped for. He obviously walloped your man. He hit the knockout blow, like.
Yeah, but I think
someone
there
else
was-
wrestled him.
yeah,
And now they're getting Warren
they're-
is the other gentleman.
yeah,
That's now
he's
his,
getting the GoFundMe.
He's getting his and the best GoFundMe of. Go on.
Wait, let me finish the story.
Go on. Let me. Okay,
So-
I keep cutting it.
So
mate.
I donate the €5.
Right.
And I'm sitting there feeling good about myself.
Right.
And then I thought, I bet you it's a fucking scam. I'm going to go back in here and read the description. So I went back in and read the description. True enough, the first paragraph was from the book that set it up, Peter, reminding everyone that it's definitely not a scam. He's a real fella. All this money is going to Chow.
Yeah.
And he'd been on to Aoife, someone above in GoFundMe, and she had got Chow's bank details and assured everybody. And if anyone had any questions about it, to make sure to drop an email.
So how do we know?
Well, that was enough for me. I was happy enough. But then I read the next paragraph. And Peter made me feel very bad about myself at this point. Now, obviously, he said there is also a GoFundMe for the poor family who were the victims of the stabbing.
Yeah.
And I immediately went, bollocks.
That would have been better money. Money better spent.
Why was I giving a Brazilian lad €5 for a pint when I could have been giving money to the family that obviously have huge medical bills now as a result of this awful, horrendous act?
It's because of Ray, not a conspiracy theorist, the media.
Yeah, maybe.
The media will decide what the causes are. So if they see something just hitting a trend, they're like, okay, well, let's get this. Especially when it was what we call an Irish non-national. They were like, well, the good news story is to have another Irish non-national who was the hero. So they're like, let's push that.
Yeah.
You know?
It felt awful bad though that my first thought was to buy Chow a pint.
Yeah, well, but that's what happened. That's the only thing that was in front of our faces. Yeah, now, can I say, talking about buying Chow a pint and the fair play to him, what a fucking hero, and everyone else who intervened as well.
Well, he won't be around for very long because that's a lot of drink.
He'll be fucking gone, maybe.
That's a lot of drink.
Man.
That man will be dead
My
in a year.
favourite thing is so that GoFundMe was called Buy Chow a Pint.
Yeah.
My favourite thing I seen in the whole week, and thank God we got some good news on the Friday night. Like the country needed pick me ups because people were fucking down in the dumps. Shamey, the 7-year-old, came on the toy show.
Was this the book with the mullet?
Oh my God, man!
I didn't see this young fella, but I see the picture of him, and I just worry about the way children are going to go now
with the head in them.
Oh, the head in them.
Yeah.
Every child in the place is going to have mullet.
It's not even a mullet, man.
It's not. It's two different haircuts.
It's more like
he's
fringes.
business on top, fun down below.
Yeah, it was bad, but he was so cool on that show. Patrick Keelty said, you know what, I can't wait till you're old enough and I can have a pint with you. And someone set up a GoFundMe for him saying, buy Shabby a pint. Oh. And it was either photoshopped or real, but I saw the Sunday World put out an article today saying that it had reached like 12 grand. Like,
oh, wow.
And he then said on it well, I'm going to obviously hold on to that money until I'm able to have a pint. A 7-year-old had the wherewithal to say that. Yeah. Not to say I'm going to buy a load of match attacks or fucking whatever. But that young fella, so he was a 7-year-old kid who was so quick. He was so ready.
He had the wit.
Yeah, because I know, and by looking at him, I said it to Nicholas straight away. I said,
do you see a little you in it?
Not really, because he was a bit more country than I was. But he spends a lot of time on the yards with his father and other men.
Yeah.
That's what was happening there.
Yeah,
he hears all the lingo that the boys talk about all the time. And he's able.
What did he say to Mr. Keelty? He said, this is the first, we've one thing in common.
He said, you never thought you'd have something in common with Noel Culchie from Clare, he said. Yeah. He said, it's both our first late toy shows.
Yeah, it's nice.
Unreal. Like, he was, like, he just
Did you watch all the toy show now that you're a father?
I absolutely did.
So you weren't gigging Friday night?
Nope.
Wow.
I wasn't gigging Friday night.
And you, Nicola and Ali sat in and watched
No,
the
Ali went to bed, sleeping.
Right.
Because she's a baby. And and we sat up and watched toy show. And I have to say, first of all, it was very annoying watching toy show with Nicola.
Why?
She didn't find the same stuff funny as I did.
Oh.
And it's really frustrating turning to someone going and they're like,
what?
And she got so bored. I was really enjoying the fact me and Nicola never sit down together anymore. Just like out of like a lack of interest, really.
Right.
We sat down finally to watch something and she just spent the 2 hours on her phone, and I was like, oh, this was and I was like laughing at it going, look at them.
Yeah,
look,
she wasn't participating.
Oh, it was really annoying. Do you ever get that? Is Laura ever not participating?
No, she's normally bang on participant, and I be on adverts or Dundee looking at camper vans.
It's so, if there's really passive television on, then I don't mind that. We'll both be like on our phones and it'll be, but like this was something we sat down to watch.
Yeah, I'm bad at that.
And she just was on Instagram and TikTok the whole way through, and I was like, oh no, I want to watch the
and did you communicate these things to your wife?
No, I just held a grudge for 4 or 5 days.
That's the way.
That's way better, Ray.
Let it the Irish way.
Yeah, because eventually that'll build up long enough, and it'll burst out in a month or two.
It'll bring me on there nicely now to the next subject.
Go on.
Are you a fan of a comedian called Matt Rife? And I just want a yes or no answer.
Oh, this is the good-looking fella.
Very good-looking fella.
Yeah.
Are you aware of him?
I know him. Yeah, I've seen loads of his stuff.
Yeah.
Am I a fan?
Are you a fan?
No, but I don't hate him. I'm just not a fan.
I like his stuff. Yeah. I got many's a giggle out of watching his videos.
He's good crack.
Yeah. And I was thinking to myself, geez, I'm enjoying this fella, right?
Yeah.
This morning we get up in the mornings, me and Laura. And we do.
Right, okay.
Every morning, same crack, we both get up.
Do you get up every day?
We get up for a few hours every day.
Every day? Yeah.
So we got up for a few hours every day, me and Laura. Laura was up before me, and then I was up, and my mind was firing.
Right.
Especially when I come out of the shower, I'm full of ideas.
Yeah.
And I says to her, I think it'd be lovely to go. I'd love to go see Matt Rife. If he ever comes to Ireland, I want to go see him as a comedian.
He's touring now, isn't he?
And Laura looked at me and she went, absolutely not.
Why?
I said, why? And she said, he said some awful things recently.
Oh, did he get cancelled?
He got a bit. He did a Netflix special.
Yeah.
Where his first joke was relating to domestic violence.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And Laura's way of putting it was, all the women used to love him.
Yeah.
He was good looking and funny.
Yeah, yeah.
And now he's come out with the domestic violence thing, and now none of the women like him anymore.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get all the fellas to like him.
Yeah.
So
it's not going to work though.
He's changing the audience.
Yeah. So it's not going to work. So here's the thing. He came out with some domestic violence content for his comedy show, which is perfectly okay. He's well within his rights to do that.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean people have to like us.
No, they don't.
And clearly women are probably not going to like that.
No,
comedy.
it's not great. Like
No. It's not even that it's not great, or it's so he came up with this comedy sketch that loads of people are now not going to like.
Yeah.
His main audience was young ones who wanted to eat his arse. Right?
It's an awful image, but go on.
No, we don't have to picture it, Ray. Jesus Christ.
That's where I went.
Yeah. That's what his clientele was.
Yeah.
And I don't think that fellas were that into him, thought he was that funny. So here's how Matt Rife got famous, in my eyes, from watching us.
Yeah.
He got famous by flirting with women in the crowd.
Okay. Well, no, I find that his crowd interaction is hilarious.
Yeah, but
he knocks good crack out of women.
Yeah, but is he flirting with them?
He is in a way.
Yeah, he got famous because he's really good at funnily flirting with women.
Yeah.
So then that's like, I've never seen any of his sketches or any of his bits, you know.
Yeah, I might actually watch the Netflix special now as a result.
Yeah,
of
and see,
this.
like my thing is, look, especially with comedy, like you don't. I know what the limit. I think I know what the limit on comedy is. Everyone does. He can push those boundaries as long as
I'm
he
not
wants.
allowed to go see him now.
Yeah, but you can't go see him. No, but that's all right too. If Laura's like, Ray, I wish you didn't like that fella.
Yeah, well, I
you
have
know?
to not like him now for the purposes of my marriage to be successful.
Yeah, but that's you can also say to her. Why
That's
don't
what
you
I
shut
call
up?
peer pressure.
Yeah, why don't
Yeah.
you say, how about you mind your business, Laura,
Yeah.
right? Why don't you try that, Ray?
No,
And say,
in
how about
fairness-
you mind your beeswax?
In fairness, she wouldn't now. She wouldn't stop me now if I wanted to.
No, obviously not. Yeah, but here's the thing.
But
'cause-
now, if I do go, that's the whole point of what I was trying to say was, I felt like, right?
Go on.
I felt like when she said that about him, I felt like he was one of the lads, and one of the lads that had done something stupid in a night out.
Yeah, yeah.
And I felt sorry. I felt,
Yeah, you're like,
I can't really defend you now there,
No.
Matt.
But maybe
Yeah.
that's a problem, Ray, in the men's psyches, that when they hear one of their brothers getting dropped, you end up going, oh, isn't that disappointing? Isn't that a pity now? Because I like that fella.
That's kind of the feeling I had. Yeah.
Whereas you should be going, I didn't realise he was a prick.
Yes.
You know, like that's, now I'm not saying that Matt Rife's a prick. He's allowed to do whatever comedy he wants. Like,
Yeah.
it's a joke.
It
You
is
have
a
to
joke, in
remember,
fairness.
you have to
They're all
remember it's a joke.
jokes.
But you can, people are allowed to get offended by jokes and then say, I'm not into that joke because I find it offensive. That's okay.
Yeah, but I think
I think if you're Laura and all them other women, you obviously don't listen to him anymore. You don't like him anymore. That's grand. I personally think he's going to find it hard to get another audience that isn't
Do
flirting
you think
with
he's
young
going
women.
down the Ricky Gervais Street Centre road?
Like,
Which he's trying to go. He's just, I'm just going to joke about anything and everything, and if you don't like it, tough.
yeah, like
they're
not
jokes.
some comedians are like that. Like Frankie Boyle is like that.
Yeah,
like,
how does Frankie Boyle not lose all his women listeners?
because but maybe women don't listen to Frankie Boyle.
That's
like maybe
true.
they don't. Maybe it's a lot of fellas that listen to Frankie
That's a
Boyle.
horrible audience. Imagine being at a Frankie Boyle gig.
There's
and just
loads
be
of Scottish fellas.
loads of fellas.
Yeah, but that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's okay. I don't think there's any limit on what you should laugh at. Really, do you know what I mean? Like, as in, if someone wants to laugh at something that could be really offensive, I'm going to find it offensive.
Yeah,
But I then don't. I can just go, well, I'm not listening to that anymore.
that's true. Yeah,
I don't have to say your man's not allowed to work anymore. So Matt Rife is up on stage now, right, doing offensive comedy.
yes.
I don't think that he should lose his job as a comedian. I
He
don't
can
think
still do it, but just nobody will go. If
Yeah,
that's the case.
if that's the case.
But if some people want to go, they're allowed to go.
Yeah, fuck it. He's
Yeah.
going to make as much money as he's able to make. You know.
Do you think would he do the Christmas show with us?
I mean, imagine.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, I think we should get him on, man, because we're big sports race. No, we're not. Like, I don't
could
even
I
like him.
possibly give him a shout?
Ring him there because apparently he's gone downhill a lot in the last 2 weeks.
He might be low, like.
Yeah, he could be low now.
He
We'd
could
say,
be waiting for the call.
We could say, don't worry about it, Matt.
Don't worry, man. We're going to give you 10 minutes
Hop
on
up
our
here.
Christmas
What
extravaganza.
you think about
show.
how many times Tommy Tiernan got in trouble for saying stuff?
Loads of times.
Loads of times.
Yeah.
And here's what I always say. especially when you're doing a comedy bit, and we're not comedians here now. Like, really, we're actually not. Like,
No.
so this isn't us talking.
I have the VTech level 5, but I never really.
You
got
haven't
stuck
renewed
into-
us.
No.
But we're not saying this from the industry. I'm just. This is just like an external view on it or whatever. Like, you only really get cancelled, we'll say, if you end up having to apologize and admit that wrong.
Yes,
you know,
you're right.
So Matt should really come out and say it's a pity that is really offensive to women. Maybe that was ill-advised, considering most of my listeners are women. It's a pity that most of them found it offensive. I didn't realise they would. He shouldn't say, I'm really sorry, and that's a really bad thing to say in a comedy show, because it's not. It's a comedy show.
Still jokes.
It's still a joke.
Can I ask a very separate question?
Yeah.
Do you like Peugeot 206s?
They are some of my favourite Peugeots.
Are they?
Yeah, no, whenever I was a kid and I was playing Need for Speed Underground on PlayStation 2, like, we used to always walk around the town of Castlereagh going, like, what's a feasible car that we could do up?
Yeah.
That was the most feasible.
Yeah.
Because they were cheap and you could slap it.
They're very cheap.
They're very, very cheap, right?
We have one.
You have one. How's she going?
Oh my God, I got it cleaned this evening. It's like a second-hand car.
Well, it is. Like, did you put black ice in it, or what's the smell? What's the
I'm gonna that'll
new
be the
car,
last touch.
New car smell. Yeah.
It's got into the Mickey stencils this evening to get dickied up.
Dickied up.
To be kind
Mickeyed
of
up.
to be nice, to get Mickeyed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't wait to get motoring around with Laura inside now.
What age is she?
She's 2005.
Not bad.
Galway Reg.
Lovely.
So she's seen some things.
Valuable reg, man.
Valuable Reg.
Oh, she's seen a lot of hippies. Oh, she's seen a lot of smoking
Seen a lot
weed.
of hippies, yeah. So
Down by Monroe's.
I'm looking forward now to it. It's the kind of car that you can't drive any faster than 70 kilometres an hour in.
Good, Ray, because you shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't.
That's
You've
the
no
limits
need.
of Ireland.
You've no need, and especially when you hit 75, then there's a sound out of it that makes you want to go slower.
Yeah, there's a shake out of it. The wheel is fucking... Yeah, like they're the safest cars, is the ones that you can't actually do.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
Like,
that.
there's no
now.
point in you going buying a Tesla and doing 200 mile an hour on the motorway up to Kinnegad, like, because you'll fucking fleece yourself.
So I'm giving you updates now in the life. The house is progressing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, can you tell people about that kind of
Well, no, yeah, I was just thinking about that. Like,
Have we told anyone yet that you are buying a house?
Well, we're trying to buy a house.
Yeah, you're trying to buy a house.
Trying to buy
So
a house.
how is the house selling progression
Well,
coming?
it was hard out going. Do you know? Full of disappointment.
Why?
Just because you don't get things, and then all of a sudden they come back out and they're like, "Oh, do you want it now?" And I'm going, "Oh God, that's nice," you know.
What you mean?
Well,
like,
what happened was we went to look at a house and liked it.
Yeah.
And then another couple who are multi-millionaires.
Oh man, yeah, they own half this
They
town
own
as well.
most of the town. They just come in and said, "We'd like that to keep the dogs in."
We can't say who they are. One of them
No.
has really stupid hair. They both look like women. That's all I'd say.
But they,
From behind,
they
you wouldn't know
decided-
which is the wife.
They said they were going to buy it as an October house, a house that they would sometimes reside in October.
They were going to stay in it for a weekend, so they were going to buy it.
Yeah, they were going to buy it. That's what they do. But they were going to buy it, and then all of a sudden they said, "No, we don't need the weekend house now because we're going away that weekend."
No.
So, so it came back for sale again, and the man came back to us and said, "Do you want it?"
Yeah, and you said, "Oh, you come crawling back." You
I
old
said, "Oh,
sack
yeah."
of shit.
Our money wasn't good enough for you.
I'm going to offer you 100 grand less now, you prick.
Yeah.
Go on anyway.
Yeah. So we did. We said, "Thanks very much. You're very kind."
Yeah.
So we said, "Yes, we'd love it."
Yeah.
So they said, "Sound as a bell," and they said, "We will now commence the months and months and months of the sale."
Yeah.
Right. So now we're at that very early time where where they have accepted the offers.
Yeah.
And we're going, okay, this is happening. And this week now we were doing the engineer's report, where a skilled gentleman goes into the house and looks at it and tries to back up all the things my father has found wrong with it. Because my father, we had a second viewing during the week, and he went round like a man possessed.
How much do you pay for the wardrobe,
The
Ray?
only analogy I can give is if I was selling you a second-hand van, right?
Yeah.
So the van is, we'll say it's considerably old, but it's literally immaculate.
Yeah.
With the exception of the fact that perhaps there are two bald tires at the back.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And my father would look at that said van and go, "Nope,
No, I
they're
can't."
freaking me out, them two bald
Yeah,
tires.
why the balls? What was the man
Exactly.
doing with this car that made them bald? Yeah.
Any small item at all, as I think as Irish dads do when it comes to their kids buying stuff.
Yeah.
He's just that's all a disaster over there. I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah.
So we're dealing with that, but the engineer now today has confirmed that he was wrong. Thank God.
Lovely.
Well, yeah, not that he was wrong. He was right, but it's not as bad as he makes it out to be.
Oh, do you know what, Ray? I thought that the worst thing about our parents is that they're usually right. It's really annoying.
No, but I'd say he is right, but I'd say what'll happen is it'll take 10 years to figure that out. And I think in 10 years' time, if we're still doing this podcast, I will be sitting there going, well, this has cost me a lot of money.
Yeah, and he told you, I wish I'd listened
And my
to him.
father is 100% right, and he's very smug now about it
But
all.
these are all little small things that he's, and he's only looking out for you.
Yeah.
Do you know? He's
Yeah.
only. I wish that my parents would look out for me. They haven't talked to me in quite a while. No, I just that. Do you know? Like, it's very good to have your parents on board to be able to do stuff like
Yeah,
that. You know, like not everyone would have that.
No,
that,
I'm very
that
lucky.
Expertise.
Very lucky to
Yes.
have them coming in trying to find fault with things.
Yeah.
You know?
They're like your man in Father Ted going, how much do you pay for the
Push
table?
the Cowboys, Ted.
Cowboys. these whole
Absolute
things.
Cowboys, Ted. Yeah.
So you're having a look at this house, and so the engineer confirmed that it's all
The engineer
good.
said, look, that's a grand house. He said the things your old lad had pointed out, they are in fact issues.
Yes.
But I wouldn't, they're easily solvable.
Right, okay.
So I was delighted to
So
deliver that news.
It's
today.
not like there's a big hole in the ground looking down. Like,
There is no.
And there's
There's
a
an
fella-
active volcano under the.
I
under
watched
the
a
bedroom.
video in New York, right?
Yeah.
It had to have been fake.
What
I
happened?
watched a video in New York, I think it was New York, of this fella. He has his camera phone out, he's walking down the road, and he's like, look, there's a big hole in the footpath.
Oh.
So he goes up to the hole in the footpath, it's like crumbling, and he just kind of puts his foot on it, and it crumbles.
Yeah.
The ground crumbles, and he looks down, and there's a bathroom, and there's a fella taking a shite in the bathroom, and he just looks up at all the rubble. He's covered in the rubble that your man's after kicking into the ground, and he's having a shite underneath. So he's obviously in some kind of underground area of New York.
Yeah.
Thinking, having a shite at lunchtime in the office or trying to buy himself 10 minutes. And all of a sudden there's a fella like on Godzilla.
There was a structural issue.
Yeah,
with
like
the
there's a
roof
fella like Godzilla who's
looking down at you.
going down through the footpath inside New York. And I just thought, one of my scariest things is that someone will burst in on me having a shite. But I don't want the whole of Fifth Avenue to be looking down at me
But you have to be okay with these things.
while I'm on TikTok.
You have to get comfortable with the fact that you should probably do poo
Shite in
viewings.
public.
You know, poo viewings, where you invite your friends over just to watch a poo.
Do you know what? I
They're
can't
your
do
close
it.
friends then.
Like, I can't shite in public even. Like, I can't shit in
Will
the
we
toilet
try
in
it?
town.
Will we try and fix this for you?
I don't want people to watch me shite.
No, well, let's start off. Just are you feeling like when there's one brewing now?
I'm not going to do it on Patreon either, man.
No, not on Patreon, but me and James will come in with you now into the toilet
Will
and
you?
we'll watch you.
You'll have a look at me after this.
We'll
will you?
just watch you do it, drop it, and leave.
Okay, once we're done with this, you can watch me having a little curl.
Thank you.
Okay, but it's very nerve-wracking.
James, you up for
way.
that? I get. No, he's nodding furiously saying no.
Well,
okay.
James, you signed up to come down here, didn't you? Well, I text you today. Did you say you'd come here? Yes, you did. So what are you supposed to do now? Like,
Give me.
you have to watch me have a shite. Go on. What were you saying before that, though? You're on about your father and the structural issues.
No, that's all progressing now. So
Yeah.
with the help of God, we'll have a home.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
Right? What
now
an
there's
exciting time.
tremendous worry there for Sean. Everybody we speak about
Is
people
worried
say,
about him.
what's happening with Sean?
What will come of him?
What will come of Sean? Will Sean be all right? Will you bringing Sean with you?
Yeah. Are you bringing Sean with you?
No, we're not bringing Sean O'Reilly with us.
What?
No, Sean O'Reilly is going to be Lord of the Manor. He's going to be in charge. It's going to be all his own stuff. He's going to be
In charge?
and he's going to be in charge
In charge of what?
of the house, of his own house. He's probably going to stay there in our house, you know.
But who's going to mind him?
Oh, he'll get someone in.
Oh, he'll have to get a new minder in.
There'll be someone in renting.
But you'll have to train them up.
No, I won't.
Look, usually at 6:30.
There's all the bulbs. If anything goes, that's
Yeah,
where you get them
when he
from.
comes back from a run, he likes that you have a glass of water
That
left out
would
for
be
him.
true. Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Sometimes he likes. You could say it to them. Look, sometimes he likes whenever you make a dinner for two. Sometimes he does like to take it though. It's
Yeah,
like he'd like,
yeah.
if you make a chili con carne,
That's right. Yeah,
there's a good chance
he
he'd
does
eat
like if he just takes a few drinks of a Saturday night. He always likes a bit of a sausage the following morning.
Lovely. So make sure
or
you're
a
up
bit of-
good
or a bit of
and early.
bacon.
Yeah, make sure you're up good and early.
Down to
And,
Dunn's and get it.
and wake him with the smell of it.
And wake him
He
with the
loves
smell of
that.
it. He loves that.
He
yeah.
loves it.
Yeah, in fairness, now you're right. Oh, and he likes on the nights where he's off. He likes if you have a nice movie lined up, so he doesn't have to think about what to watch.
Ah, brilliant. Yeah.
You know, something
He's
with Denzel Washington
he's
or your
simple
man
enough.
Gerard Butler.
Man on fire.
Yeah,
He likes
something
that
like
one,
he'd
yeah.
love that now, and then
He'd
you'd look forward the following day to come down and ask him how he got on. Did you enjoy it? He said he loved it.
Oh, lovely. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's a simple enough fella to mind.
Yeah.
You can send in your CVs.
If you'd like to mind Sean O'Reilly,
You'd like to mind Sean O'Reilly with Raybo's into his brand new spanking house.
Yeah.
Can we talk about brand new spanking houses as well? You're buying a second-hand house, obviously. that
Yeah,
you're
it's a
saying
very
has some
second-hand
structure.
house.
Yeah, right. Very near to
it
where
was built in the famine.
Very near to. Was it actually?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Is it a chicken coop?
No, it's not chicken wire. It has chicken wire though.
Does you're sleeping inside the chicken
Yeah,
coop?
the engineer found the chicken wire today.
Jesus.
Right in the spot that my father was worried about.
Oh Lord above.
But he said it was nice chicken wire.
I want to talk to you about new builds and
Yes.
how brilliant it is that Sligo is like. No, it is though. Like Sligo is firing houses up all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Everywhere and anywhere. Tunnefubble, the Dartry, all these areas.
Yeah.
Firing houses up.
Yeah.
And me and Nicola are going, we might get on one of these
Yeah,
help
nice.
to buy schemes.
Yeah.
This is unreal. We build a little family, live the dream that everyone said our generation it's not possible to live. So we went online, buzzing, man, like Christmas Day. You know, I could hear the music in my ears going as we were Googling. And realised that if you want to get a 4-bedroom house in one of these places, it's €470,000.
I think, 440,000.
A 4-bed?
Yeah, 4 beds, 440,000.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's nearly $500,000.
Nearly $500,000 for a 4-bed, but apparently they're massive.
No, they'd be great houses. Like,
Yeah, they're massive.
But,
lovely view.
And like maybe that's the market nowadays. Like I'm not saying that that's an extortionate price, but it did drive home to me doing what I do for a living, right? And Nicola doing what she does for a living, or like what you know what I mean. It's just a pipe dream for us. We're never going to be able to afford our own house.
No, you will.
No, we will afford our own house.
Because a recession will come.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
Everything will fall, Dars will fall out of it completely.
Fingers crossed.
And those same houses that are now 440,000, they'll be doing well to sell them for 260. 160. I'll take 2.
I'll have to. No, it is, but it is like obviously we've started this process now of saving, like you know. But it is a little bit disheartening to realise that Jesus, Nick, I don't think I've really set it up that well for the last 10 years.
But you have to be careful though, because we're only starting in our podcast careers.
Oh, of course,
great success is ahead of us.
Yeah, we could end up with making, we could be talking tens, hundreds of euros.
Like
from this
just
a year.
to show you the kind of the exposure we're getting. Do you know I've spoken a little bit about a certain lunch spot here in Ballina that I do tend to go for. I went in there today for a drop of lunch with my good friend Keith.
Oh,
yeah, and me and Keith were leaving, and the gentleman who were serving us, they own the pub. They said, "Jesus, I hear you have a podcast."
Oh.
And all the blood drained from my face.
Oh, Jesus.
And I thought to myself, oh, Christ above, if he listens back to that one, where we talked about the soup.
Yeah, well, we didn't say that bad about it.
No, we didn't say anything bad. I just said there's less of it.
But he knew who you were when
he did then, yeah. I don't know how he knew it. But
that's how you know you've made it. I was doing a gig inside in Maeve's last Wednesday, because I gig in Maeve's every single Wednesday, if anyone wants to know about that.
Yeah.
And there was a guy in there who obviously sent Snapchat to his missus, whose missus then said, "That's Kendy."
Yeah.
Who's playing right there. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ above.
He's the cutest guy I've ever seen in my whole life. So he came up afterwards and I'd sent her a little video. I think her name was Sophie.
Oh, yeah.
I'd sent her a wee video saying, how are you keeping any old news as well? And it's amazing to get that kind of minimal fame, you know?
Minimal fame.
It's kind of like, it's kind of nice when you do that, you know, when you get the little bits.
I have a question. I'm looking at the time as well. We're not too bad. There was a lady by the name of Shauna Mulligan.
Right.
Was on to us.
Okay.
We spoke about this.
Did we?
She said that we'll be in Sligo between the 13th and the 16th of December.
Oh, yeah.
I said, love to meet you for a pint.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, no bother at all. Sure, Kendy's playing in Maeve's there on the 13th of December, and we'll see you there.
Oh, that's good.
We'll see you there at 9:30.
Oh, she's going to come into our gig.
So herself and
Great.
wait till I see now the husband, he's born in Dunleary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great, Ray.
But is that a bit weird?
No, you didn't explain that very well.
Okay, because when I said this to you on Friday night, you said, "Who are we meeting? Why are you?"
This is what I meant. And anyone, you can tell me if I'm mental in thinking this or not now.
Yeah, they could be serial killers.
Yeah, like Ray said to me, "Jaxie, we're meeting 2 people for a pint in December," and I was like,
"No context."
Did you just book a night out for me with podcast listeners that we don't know? Like,
sorry,
I was like, I thought we were going for dinner and all with these people. No. I was like, Ray, what are you on about? We don't know. Like, that's so weird.
Sorry, no.
But if they're going to be just in Sligo and we said, how are you? We'll be around.
Yeah,
like,
we'll be around.
That's way different.
But I wonder though, if we get anyways bigger at all, God bless us if we do. How are we going to? We can't be doing stuff like you don't.
No, you can't. I can't trust you.
The 2 Johnnies aren't doing stuff
like that. No, that's the problem. The 2 Johnnies aren't sending out their air codes.
Ant and Deck aren't meeting people in their local for pints.
Ant isn't going, why don't you come down to the house actually? The kids are here. Yeah. Ray, I am so worried about you if we ever get famous. Because you're willing to just give out addresses and you're like,
information.
I'll meet you, no bother at all. We'll meet in the dark woods, no bother at all. Like, you don't know.
The dark woods up the back.
You don't know these fucking people. Like, but that makes a bit more sense. I'm gigging, and you're like, "Oh, Mark's gigging. I'll come down as well, and we'll say hello to you, and we'll chat and have a drink with you for a minute." That's way more normal for people to be doing. Yeah,
that's okay.
I thought you were like, Mark, I booked us a night out with some, like as if they won a fucking prize.
I'm literally kind of thinking 9:30. What time do you start on a Wednesday?
You're talking 10 o'clock.
Perfect.
In
so that means we have a half an hour in Maeve's of chat.
Yeah. And I love that as well. I love meeting people at gigs, by the way. Yeah. I know sometimes I get awkward because I think that they're expecting me to be really funny.
You
know?
are. In fairness now, I heard crack. You were playing in another establishment over the weekend.
Go on.
And I heard you, first of all, doing a happy birthday for someone. And he was outside. You kept the happy birthday going for 6 minutes.
Yeah, it took
waiting for it to come back in.
I talked the whole way through it as well.
But then also, apparently, you didn't realise the Katie Taylor fight was on.
Oh, it was Saturday night. I forgot that. First of all, that gentleman, I think his name was Kyle, whoever his birthday was, we were singing him happy birthday. The cake was out. The candles were lit.
Yeah, and he wasn't there.
He was out vaping out the front for ages. And I had to hold this cord and talk to everyone through it. I'd come up with you lads and be blasted ahead until they burst him through the door as well. It was so awkward. And then next thing the Katie Taylor fight came on and I realised there's 100 people in this pub and they're now all watching that television screen.
Yeah.
So I just started commentating on it, but not as me. I started commentating on it as if they were fighting outside a chipper. I started going, all right, okay, and here they go. Would you not just leave it? Please sort it out outside the ring, please. Now, there's nothing worse than watching two girls going at each other like this.
How did it come to this?
Oh, it's a disgrace. And I did realise something else as well while watching boxing. I am a sport connoisseur. Yes. I realised that if you watch boxing without commentary, you haven't a clue what's going on.
No.
So I thought Katie was winning the fight. Turns out she did. But in my head, I was going, the commentator could be saying, oh my God, it's a bloodbath. Katie Taylor's getting battered up and down the ring.
How could it be different to what you're seeing?
Because commentators, that's why you have commentators, because they colour it up for you. They're experts.
Right.
And they say, oh my God, Kaylee boxed the ears off her in that round.
Yeah.
Right? And you don't know that Katie boxed the ears off. From me watching it, I was going, I actually don't know really who's winning. Obviously, if you watch football, you know who scored the goal.
Yeah, but I even sort of looked at they give out the scores and it was something like 96-94.
But that's the guesstimation of the commentators.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, that was the judges' score.
Oh, yeah, afterwards. Yeah, she won it. That's tight fight.
Is it, are they counting thumps?
They're not counting belts, no, they're counting. So for every time you win a boxing round, Ray, you win 10 points. And the loser wins either 9 points or less.
Right.
So most rounds in boxing will be 10-9.
Yes.
Unless you knock someone down 3 times. Then it'll be 10-8 or
And
10.
how do you win a boxing round?
By boxing the heads off someone.
Of them.
Yeah.
Right.
So whoever lands the most punches, avoids the most punches, has the most ring control, knocks someone to the ground.
Yeah.
So a normal round, if me and you box now and it's tight enough, and I just edge it, which isn't realistic. I would have batted ahead of you.
I don't know.
But it's not just for the purposes of this story. We'll go with this.
Sure.
It's a 10-9 round to me.
And
so then they would count it up, and Katie, over 10 rounds, that means that she lost 4 rounds.
Okay.
She ended up with 96 points.
Yes.
Which means that she got 9 points in 4 of those rounds.
Yes.
If it's a draw round, it's a 9-9. Anything else you want to know about sports, Ray?
That's brilliant. I will.
Isn't that good? It's not all comedy. Some of it's just information.
I think
for
we
you.
can move swiftly on from that now.
I'm glad that you stayed with it though, because I know you wanted to tell me to.
That was enjoyable. I did know. I did learn something there.
There you go. You can watch the next fight now in peace, and you can talk to people about it.
I can talk to people.
Yeah, there you go. Any other crack, Ray, before we go? Any other news that you need? Or
right. Yeah, we have about a few minutes left.
Yeah, go on.
I went to see. I was out myself and one of the lads.
Go on.
Cahill. We went out for pints on Saturday night.
That's right.
And then big hungover heads on us.
Yeah.
We went to see Napoleon the movie yesterday.
What's Napoleon the movie?
Napoleon the movie is it's just Napoleon.
Is it about Napoleon?
It's about Napoleon.
Napoleon Bonaparte
and Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh,
Joaquin
Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
He was playing Napoleon Bonaparte.
He plays a Napoleon Bonaparte.
Right.
Bonaparte.
Bonaparte. But okay.
Yeah. So, first of all, my review.
I don't know if that's. I convinced you that it was.
What did you say there?
Bonaparte.
Is that what it's called?
No, I just convinced you that it wasn't pronounced Bonaparte. Bonaparte.
Oh, Bonaparte.
But I said it with such confidence. You were like, "Oh, sorry, it is Bonaparte." Yeah. Anyway, go on, Ray. Sorry.
Anyway, as historical epics go, I mixed reviews.
Right. Okay.
Won't lie to you now. I know you're very interested in finding out what I thought about it.
Dramatized.
Just a wee bit. It just skipped through it very quickly.
Yeah, it's hard to take in someone's life like his in an hour and a half or 2 hours.
Yeah. Now there was a little incident in it that I thought was rather unique.
Okay.
So apparently Napoleon Bonaparte, he got with a lady called Josephine.
Right.
That was his love.
Right.
Himself and Josephine.
Yeah.
Right. So between all the conquering and the war and the 3 million people getting killed.
Right.
Which is how many people got killed in all the wars he was involved in.
So he was
singularly responsible for the death of 3 million people.
Yeah. Funny, they always kind of leave that part out when they heroise someone, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. So,
do you know?
So Joaquin Phoenix was flat out with Vanessa Kirby, who played Josephine.
Right.
And the two of them had a lovely bit of loving.
Josephine sounds like she's from Clare Galway.
Yeah. So for starters, there was low. Like I wanted more battle scenes, and there wasn't. It was like 50% battle and 50% his relationship with Josephine.
Okay, I'd prefer that though. I'm not into the big man battle scenes.
Okay, well, fine.
I rather the dialogue. One of my favorite films of all time. You're not going to believe this is The King's Speech because
I love
just
that,
because
yeah.
of the color and the dialogue.
Yeah, but
I love
okay.
the color of it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
So in this one anyway, when he was with Josephine, if he wasn't chatting the face of her, he was having sexy time with her.
Oh, brilliant!
But
I
it
love those scenes as well.
No, but it wasn't. She'd be leaning over the dresser.
Above the cupboard.
And he'd come up behind her because he was small. And she'd rise his skirt.
Right.
And then he'd go at it like a sewing table.
No, they never, no more. Rise up your skirt.
Yeah.
And he'd go at her like a sewing machine.
It was terrible to watch.
Like a jackhammer.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's how sex was back then,
Because
Ray. There was no
owl having to do anything.
No, there was no foreplay. Have you ever watched Game of Thrones? Fellas would land into a tent and say, I'm going to land above that now.
Throw it into you now.
And he'd land above in it for 30 seconds. And
that's
there was no shame in the 30 seconds back then, Ray, either.
No shame in the 30 seconds.
Do you notice that?
Yeah, I did.
If you watch any of those old ones, I'm watching a show called The Last
Mark,
Kingdom.
there's no shame in it now.
There's no, but there is shame in it now.
There's not.
Because Nicola keeps telling me, you stupid prick. She keeps saying to me after it every time.
Well,
you couldn't satisfy yourself, she be saying to me.
Napoleon, anyway, that was flat out throwing it into Josephine.
He was,
right?
yeah.
And Josephine wasn't getting pregnant.
Right.
Oh,
fuck. Sorry, go on. No, I'm not going to say it until you tell me what you're going to say.
Josephine wasn't getting pregnant, so there was upset.
Okay.
Do you know because they were at it for a good part of the movie.
Okay.
And at one point then there was kind of like, lads, where you have to figure this out. His mother got involved, right? His mother,
and she couldn't get pregnant from him either.
no, not that. His mother got involved.
He couldn't get her pregnant either, lads. It was fine.
She was pure worried because obviously Napoleon at this point he was the emperor of France,
right?
And they needed to get a little emperor, a young emperor.
You have to have a little
mini
emperors.
emperor, yeah, little emperors running around the place. So the mother was getting worried anyway. And the mother said, "It's time we figured out who's at fault here."
So did they send him up to a clinic in Dublin? Go on, sorry.
So this is what I found rather amusing, right? Okay, currently in this day and age, right, fertility testing is done in a certain way, which we'll get to in a moment.
Yeah.
Right? But back then...
I feel it was going there,
yeah,
but go on anyway.
Back then, Napoleon's mother basically selected a very supple and youthful 18-year-old lady.
Right.
With which she's presented to Napoleon.
Not Josephine.
And not Josephine.
Okay.
And said, you tip in there now.
Hop into that.
And throw it into her.
Yeah.
And we'll see, is it you or Josephine that's the problem?
Yeah. And he said, I don't know if I'm into it, okay.
But it was really weird. The mother was there in the hall opening the door going, off you go now. Tell Isabella I said hello.
No more than Princess Diana's father fella that was going, well, is he in yet?
Yeah, is he in yet? So, yeah, very strange. Napoleon went in anyway, and sure, the young one turned out pregnant.
Oh, shit.
So immediately then he had to divorce Josephine.
Yeah.
Josephine got the boot.
Could you get divorced
Which is
then?
very sad.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not her fault, obviously.
Right?
Yeah.
But it just shows you how things have changed. Because fertility testing has really, I don't know.
First of all, your mother doesn't have to do it anymore. I think I prefer that method, I think if I had to go for a fertility test, I think I'd rather that my mother called down here to Sligo and said to Nicola, I have a lot... This girl's from Castlereagh, lovely 18-year-olds. I'm going to land her into back there for... give him a bit and a half.
Just give him chance to get the trousers
And we're
off.
going to see if it's you or her. That's the problem. Yeah.
I
think that is I think we should go back to the old way.
No, so...
No point in sending people to Dublin anymore.
No, so the current way of fertility testing, right?
Yeah. is
you have to... You don't get to do that. They haven't the time.
They don't have the women.
It's a...
all these 18-year-olds are going to college now and shit.
What do you do for a living?
It's really
I work in fertility testing.
Yeah.
Do you?
It's really annoying. Like, they're all going off getting like these undergrad degrees and stuff. Like, these 18. Ever since COVID, they're not the same. They used to be signing up the whole time to work in fertility clinics.
Fertility clinic testing now is essentially you have to go up and you have to manually give a sample.
A manual sample.
A manual sample has to be.
Actually, Emmanuel Sample is a woman who actually used to work there. And Emmanuel now, she was deadly.
Yeah.
There was a fella now she didn't get a sample out of.
Yeah, now I've experience of this now, all of a sudden.
Yeah, do you want to... I didn't know you were going... Do you want to...
And I'm only just because...
Are you going to?
I wanted to just focus on some of the things that I found very unsettling.
Okay.
So I've experienced this lately because I had a little incident there where I was very sick for about 2 weeks.
That's right.
A number of years ago.
That's right.
And I thought to myself, do you know something? Peace of mind. I think I'll get an old test done.
Yeah, because it was in your. Can we say that?
I had a urinary tract infection.
Yeah, it was in your kidneys
that went south.
Yes, yeah.
And that wasn't good crack at all.
No.
I was in the Sligo General Hospital, and I have to say the Clayton Hotel looked fabulous from our room. for a whole week.
Yeah,
It was like, oh my God, it's a really beautiful building.
It wasn't good anyway. I remember it wasn't
good. You
Yeah.
were up visiting me, bringing me flowers. You thought I was going to be gone.
I brought you Maltesers. I brought you
Lucozade,
grapes,
the whole lot.
Lucozade.
So I said to myself, now that I'm married man, it's time to figure this out.
Yeah.
Let's see, has that done any damage? Because the thing about it is, I was aware that it can do damage.
Oh yes.
This little dose that you get.
Yes.
Right? Oh, God above. So, yes, I said to myself, I was going to do this. And I didn't know how it would work. Would they just send you something in the post, an envelope?
Would they send you something or someone? Or
No. I mean, if they send you a little...
You're posting this and your man's like, oh, it's sticky. She was like, oh, you did a great job licking it. So I didn't lick it. No,
I didn't lick it at all.
That's all, no.
But I thought maybe they'd send you something in the post. So,
They do that for STI checks.
Yeah,
I had a friend who
I-
got an STI check before. You can
like,
mail a sample
You look
back.
at COVID, like, it was just, it was sticking up your nose.
Well, I'm not sticking that up my flute, man. There's not a thing going up my flute.
A little swab. Oh! And then you have to do...
I go sick. It's rotten. Please don't say that ever again.
No, it's not that, right? Okay. So you have to go up to Dublin to a clinic, right?
Yeah.
And you go in.
AI does it now. It's
AI.
you get an AI hand job.
No.
This robot comes in.
So you go in anyway.
Ooh, you like this? Ooh.
No, you don't. So you go up anyway and you sit down. The clinic is lovely. It's like any doctor's clinic,
Yep.
right? And then the nurse comes and she gets you,
Right.
Right?
Okay.
And she brings you into a little room. And in the room let me just paint this picture for you, is a recliner chair, right?
Oh, big sexy.
Big sexy recliner chair.
Yep.
There's a basin, right? Like a wash basin.
Okay.
There is some towels.
A shower, a red
There's
light.
no shower. And there's a little cupboard on the wall.
Okay.
And that's where you put the sample when you're finished.
Okay.
Right?
How do you sample yourself?
Well, first of all...
No, I know how
Yeah.
to do it, but what I mean is, what's there? They're not more awkward than sitting in a room like that. Like,
Well-
how did you go about sampling?
Well, the thing about it is, back in the olden days, there used to be magazines up inside in the room.
Yeah.
Do you know? But
You
there's
were
not-
like,
there's-
have you any fellas?
There's not anymore. And in fairness, there's no phone coverage either.
Right.
Now, it was only after the appointment that I figured out that there was actually a Wi-Fi password on the wall.
And the password is
I don't know.
knock yourself out.
Knock yourself out. But it was very funny. A little things I noticed was, for starters, there's a big bag of baby wipes.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought that's kind of taunting people.
Not enough.
Do you know? In the very reason you're there is you want babies.
Fuck's
And all
sake.
of a sudden there's baby wipes. And
You're
that's-
going, I wonder, can I have babies? And then you're like, oh, I'll have to buy loads of them if I
yeah.
do. But
the recliner has a remote. And if you want to let it back.
Did it vibrate? Oh, sorry.
No. But it's in plastic.
Has the recliner by any chance got a hole in it?
No, no, it doesn't. But the recliner has a remote that you can let the seat back.
Yeah.
But it's in plastic.
Oh.
Thinking why nothing gets into the remote? Because I'd say they probably lost a
Oh,
couple.
that could destroy a circuit board.
I'd say they lost a couple of recliner chairs. Is that?
Oh, that could.
You're gonna need to bring in a plastic thing in the remote.
Oh, that'll destroy a circuit board very quickly. Right?
Yeah, and then you immediately then as well, you're kind of like, what's the track with the towels? What are they expecting here? Like, are they expecting quite a mess?
I would have loved if you finished, right? And you just walked out with a towel around your waist and one around your head.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
just like walked out like, like that. Like,
It was a great spot.
where's
yeah.
the showers? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
like you're at a spa.
Yeah.
That'd be absolutely. Is there a sauna? Is there a sauna?
No,
around
they
here?
do, but they don't make it nice. Like,
No, there's nothing worse. Like they should. You should be able to walk in and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's a very nerve-wracking thing to do. I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's weird.
You know?
I mean, you're going out in a 45-minute train ride. For the purpose of it's the most expensive wank anyone has had. Like. It's bad. Like you go into a room on your own for
fuck's
5 or
sake.
6 minutes, and you give
Yeah.
it 175 euros at reception, and it's weird because the lady at reception is looking at you going, "Thanks."
She said, "No, that's a great. That's lovely. No, I can't wait to file that one as well."
Would
no.
you like a receipt? No.
Like, does she ever just go, oh, you know what I mean?
But yeah, imagine if they were pure judgmental on
Yeah.
you and no
They're
one
like,
really looked. Yeah, yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. Please stand over there, sir.
Gee, that's nearly gone yellow. Like, oh.
No, that's the thing. They don't see. You put that in the cupboard, and then you walk. You never see.
And then you have to lift the cupboard out of the room. So
No,
just
it's one of those two-sided covers.
It's your
cupboards.
privacy.
So the people in the lab, the girls in the lab, then open the cupboard on the other side and they
Oh,
take it
I
in.
see what you
so
mean.
they never see who they're dealing
A
with.
pigeonhole, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little pigeonhole.
So that's a glory hole, Ray, There. Did you by any chance put it in a day? It went into their mouth by any chance, Ray?
No.
Ray's like, yeah, there's a pigeonhole there where you put it through a little circular kind of thing in the wall and an arrow pointing towards
Imagine if you got the instructions wrong.
Imagine if you're like, yeah, the deposit into the pigeonhole. You're like,
Imagine if you just left it in the pigeonhole. Try to navigate it. Hold on now.
I don't know how much more of this I can take talking about this.
Sorry, but yeah.
No,
anyway.
and not going like I am going 90 with every kind of
Have
sex.
you any other?
I'm nearly worn out, like thinking about them. You know,
towels were a nice touch. Now, in fairness.
Oh, I'd say they weren't nice to touch though. After, I mean, I wonder did they reuse them? Like,
But do you ever? I did find that like you kind of you feel a small bit dirty in the room. Going, how many fellas have been in here?
yeah,
before me?
there's a lot of you know.
and you're looking for cameras. Because God knows there's probably people like that content.
Oh, people probably
Asian,
love
whatnot.
that shit. Yeah.
White man.
Yeah, people flicking to white
Irish,
ginger man.
White ginger Irish man.
Yeah, low self-esteem.
In a very vulnerable position. Yeah. Oh, I'd love that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just happy as I can't spray my head. I'm trying to. I dropped me tuner.
Say a prayer there anyway.
Everyone say a prayer.
Yeah, say a prayer.
Do you want to say anything else about
that? Say
that?
a prayer that the swimmers are not going upstream.
Yeah. Are you like?
I'm happy enough now to wait and see what the results are.
Okay, well look, I think that's.
But I'm confident.
Yeah.
I left a good sample.
Yeah, we left a good right. They said they'd never seen nothing like you. He said, have you a second cup? Ray said, I'm about to fill this one.
Hold on now.
No.
Sorry, could you, as we second cup?
You don't have to go Guinness pint glass right there, have you?
I'm halfway through here.
It's still firing out to be here, man.
Yeah, I'm after running out of towels.
It's like a rope. I can't, because I'll just keep going all day, man. Listen, we'll keep you updated, hopefully, on all of that. Don't forget the live shows on the 20th of December.
Oh, I had a shout out to do.
Oh, yeah, go on. So, live shows 20th of December. You can get your tickets right now if you go to our Instagram, or if you just go straight to ticketmaster.ie and search for the Kendy Raybo podcast. It is a Christmas show deluxe extravaganza.
Oh, it is. Jesus Christ above. What's after
deluxe extravaganza. We're going to be playing games. We're going to be having guests. We're going to be having a live band. We're going to be having class crack for the whole thing. So it's 20th of December in Anderson's at 8 o'clock. Who's your shout out, Ray?
Shout out is Kathy.
Kathy Lovey.
Yeah. Kathy, originally Mulhern, there she is there now.
Lovely.
Yeah, she's engaged to be married now, so she's going to be something else, but I don't know what something else is.
Could be something else.
It'll be Pete's surname that she'd probably
Lovely.
be able to take. Or she might go still Kathy Mulhern.
Kathy and Pete.
Kathy and Pete, they're abroad in Cheshire.
Lovely.
Right, it's not Manchester.
Right. Don't even say that.
That's the thing. She's all of her friends. We go over to visit her. We're going over to see Kathy in Manchester. She gets pure tick going, now I live in Cheshire.
It has nothing to do with Manchester.
No, she's in Cheshire. It's not in Manchester.
Cheshire is full of cats.
Yeah, she's engaged and she lives in a fancy house in Cheshire.
Does she?
Yeah, a big country house.
Kathy, I think I speak for both me and Ray when I say, can I come over?
Yeah, apparently it's
to see
lovely.
a big fancy house as well.
Yeah.
So big shout out to them. A big fair play to James here for flicking the keys clean off himself again, filling in for Brendan.
Well done, yeah. Who's
is no longer available in his life.
He's working. He's job share now with James.
I'll tell you one thing. And don't forget patreon.com/Kendy Raybo podcast if you want to see our lovely faces.
Yeah, I'm in a lovely big brown chair now, so I am.
This one might look weird because I had to reset the whole room and record it on a shit laptop, but that's only me kind of saying that in case it is wrong. Ray, fair play to me.
Fair play to me.
Good luck.
Good luck.
The Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Tremendous Event Centre and wonderful food items, and Maeve's Cozy Front Lounge.